I'm Curtis Parody, it's May 9th, 2014, and this is what's happening now. Starting off the show today, let's talk about The Sims 4 and some brand new renders that have arrived online. The Sim Gurus have been tweeting out and sharing a bunch of really cool new renders online on Twitter and a bunch of other cool places, mostly though Twitter. The cool artwork you can see here is shown off at Redwood Shores, of course their main campus. This of course coincided with the other renders we saw earlier in the week. Those renders showing off the goths for the very first time, which is pretty cool. And of course this awesome render right here showing off kids for the very first time. So that's freaking awesome. So look out for that. Of course you can pre-order it right now online if you're interested. Next up in Apple type news here, Apple could be buying Beats for $3.2 billion. That's right, it could be Apple's largest purchase ever in the history of the company. Of course, Beats headphones have become a new status symbol for, of course, headphones. Kind of like the earbuds used to be for like Apple products. Beats headphones have become a status symbol for like headphones. Though, under my personal opinion, not the best headphones you can buy, but they do have that like brand loyalty there, so that's a plus. Though the big question here, how Apple would actually integrate this headphone business into its own business. Like, would Beats actually stay as its own separate company, or would it be merged into the rest of Apple? Though currently this is all just a big rumor, but they could be purchasing it, so it's something to think about in the future. From tech news into Olympic type news now, as the Summer Olympics continue to get closer and closer in 2016. But bad news here is the IOC's chief is actually concerned about the progress in Brazil, stating it is the worst he's ever experienced. Now, if we look back in retrospect, Athens in 2004 was about 40% complete at this time, and London in 2012 was 60% complete. Brazil, though, is only 10%. This, of course, raising a lot of concerns because they have a lot of stuff they gotta do before 2016. But this is where the really big news is happening here, because it appears London may have been asked in secret if they would be able to host in 2016. That's right, the Olympics could be going back to London if Brazil isn't ready yet. Though the big problem with all of this, and like every other Olympic city that's out there, after the games have actually moved on, they usually turn those venues and the places the athletes actually stay into other things. The athlete village usually gets sold off into like condos, and the other buildings usually get turned into something else. For example, the Ice Cube building in Beijing that held the Olympic-sized swimming pool is now a water park, so you can't really flip that back. So the problem there, they have to refurbish all of the different venues, and of course that would cost millions of dollars. Now, of course, this is a last-ditch effort here, because if Brazil does not work, like what are you gonna do? Their option? Well, they approach the last hosting city, and if that doesn't work, maybe postpone it. And last in the world of news today, let's talk about the Canadian side of international surveillance here. Because it looks like the Canadian government has said screw it to privacy and is looking at all of your social media. That's right, the government has a basic idea that if you put it online, the government should be able to see it. Yes, we have a Big Brother too, it's great, except it's a Canadian version, so it like comes into your social media, looks and stoops around a little bit, and then leaves a sorry note on the door as it walks out. Sorry for looking through all your stuff and your pictures though, we found some stuff, we're gonna take that, here's like a little bit of money, have yourself a great day. The Canadian NSA. Though of course people are concerned because this is kind of an invasion of privacy here, and of course this is government surveillance gone a little bit too far. It also brings into question the credibility of online stuff, because I can post anything on Twitter. Like if I wanted to post a death threat, for example, that doesn't necessarily mean I'm going to do it. But the government could see that, take it out of context, and then, oh my god. But that brings me to my question for all of you. Do you ever worry about the things you post online and who could actually see them? Like if the government is looking at them, or say your parents? You can let me know in the comment section down below. You can also let me know on my Facebook page or Twitter account. Links to those are on screen right now and available in the description down below. Now, when you're down there clicking around and look at all the cool links, you should also click on that like button, subscribe, and of course, share the show with your friends. Until next time, I'm Curtis Parody, and that's what's happening now. The Canadian NSA. It's great. They're just leaving notes all over the place. Hey, we're looking at your stuff. It's okay, because it's the Canadian way.